Hello. Today is day 43 of the 75-day Spirit Baby Devotional, and I am Jezreel. I am the Spirit Baby Auntie, Spirit Baby Medium, Sacred Birth Worker, Intuitive Guide, and YouTuber. I have not known what was on the other side of committing to these 75 days. But it feels like it's been a personal power journey for me of honoring my voice, honoring just getting on the mic and just talking to, and speaking to what I talk about. I love the concept of talking about spirit babies every single day, whether it's literal conception conversation, birth conversation, or personal development, the shadow work aspect that goes into healing as a person that is making space for another person to grow within them. And it's really powerful. Today is a full moon in Scorpio, and it's also the flower moon. It's also Beltane. I have the intention to light a fire tonight. I have some papers to burn, to release. I'm cleaning my floor. Really just honoring this new feeling that I feel to be in bloom. I am a Scorpio rising. I also have my Mercury in Scorpio, my Chiron in Scorpio. And with yesterday's share around my relationship with letting marijuana go, there was so much shadow side to even talking about it that I felt. But I had such a powerful dream last night that it felt necessary. It felt really necessary to be honest about it. And I'm in a conscious conception journey, a group journey with some just some of my sisters that live across the water, across the ocean in Europe, and including Sweden. And we were talking about the hormonal hierarchy today. And in that, I've realized, and I talked about it a little bit yesterday, maybe I did, but it's come up for me that it's a nervous system shift in general to have gone this long without smoking, especially because of how long I had been smoking, how reliant I was on Mary Jane for all of her support, and how it brought up so much of my abandonment wounds and just missing my mom. Like, one of the things that I learned in the Sacred Birth Worker mentorship was the importance of the first, honestly, year with your baby, but 40 days, especially the first few hours. And within those 40 days of my experience of living my life, I know that I was disconnected from my mom. And I've done some meditations where it's brought me to this place of there's a deep primal sadness that words can't really cover, that my soul knows, that my body knows, that my human experience knows, that my hormonal sequence knows. And yesterday I was talking about the numbness that I felt after just giving all my woes to Mary Jane. You know, a joint, a spliff, a hit on a bong would cover it. But the truth is that it just wasn't, because there's a deep primal sadness that lives in my womb where my Ren would know before I deal with it, kind of feeling. And when I stopped smoking, there was this same sadness. Like, it was really sad. Like, I was losing my mom all over again. And that kind of hurt. Not even kinda. I take kinda out. I don't want to lighten the seriousness of it. It hurt. Because I understand the primal feeling. Hold on. You okay? Okay. I understand the primal feeling of needing my mom and knowing that the mom that I need isn't necessarily my earth mom. And I also understand the feeling of understanding that, accepting that, or just hearing it and steamrolling through it. And when I was talking to my husband about just my journey up until the moment that I stopped smoking, because it was a slow, compassionate process, that it felt like weed was my mom, like my mom, and I don't know how else to put it. And it's really special, to be honest, of just that feeling, because it was really being with me while I was learning to hold compassion and acceptance of my mom not being what I need, and what I want her to be, what I miss of her, and the grief process of that. And those early days, like, only one who is aware of that is me, because I was in the meditation, and I retrieved that aspect of my soul, and that's a me thing, that's mine. And yeah, it matters. It really matters. It matters. It matters. And with the hormonal hierarchy, we're talking about just different levels of sleep, different levels of love, different levels of balance in, your basic needs as human. And it was just making so clear and loud how much stress I had normalized. And there's also systematic stress of just being a black woman in America. That just is a generational trauma of that. I'm only 2 generations away from slavery. And I also have come from people who haven't coped with that, people who are still angry at the world, still angry at white people. And it's such a contradictory thing as somebody whose grandmother, who was the first woman I ever called mom, was a white woman. And purging out that anger and that fear, because I think a lot of the anger comes from an inherent fear and resentment that they didn't ask to have. Nobody asked to be scared of people, and to involuntarily be fed fear is bullshit. And that's also society, and that's also a whole thing about boundaries with yourself, boundaries with your soul, boundaries with where you pour your energy into. Because when you're creating life of another person, they feel things that you have no words for. That deep primal grief that I felt from missing my mama can translate to so many things. That primal grief of missing your mama because she's disassociated, because she's so stressed and she has no words for it. Some of the pain that we as women, as black women, as women of color, as women in general, I'm a black woman, and that's a prevalent thing for me. But I do understand women in general, people in general, but women, societies, force feeding of fear, it's everywhere. And a lot of it's against our desires, against our better judgment. And protecting your mental space is one of the biggest aspects of journeying into motherhood. And it's just really big, and it's so deep, and it's so everywhere. And yeah, it's something to really honor and have deep compassion for, because nobody else can give you the love that you know you need except for you. And then you have to do the inner work to close your eyes and be with yourself compassionately, no strings attached, no judgments, no preconceived notions, to ask yourself and be told, what kind of love do I need? How can I best feel safe inside of my body? How can my soul feel safe in this incarnation? And only one who knows the answers is you. No one external to you can tell you the answers to what it means to be safe. They just can't. That's not how it works. And that's when I get into that deep primal grief of missing my mom. And I'm not the only human in the world with the mother wound, or especially when your mom's just doing the best she can, and the best that she can is away from you. There is a grief there. It just is. And it's a level of love that you have to have for yourself. And find for yourself, and compassion for yourself, because where there is no compassion, there may be resentment, and that resentment takes up a lot of space. And I want to be there for my daughter. My spirit baby is just listening to me and is just like, you're amazing. And I feel that's a reminder that you need, that every movement, every step that you are taking in the process of bettering yourself, being with yourself, holding yourself, because it's not always about healing yourself or changing yourself or it's about holding you, is that the babies that have not incarnated yet are witnessing you pave the way, because it's not easy. I've dealt with a lot of not wanting to take responsibility of my broken heart. I wanted my mama to show up to heal the broken heart, because girl, you broke my heart. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Like, there is this understanding that I have and that I wish to nourish when it comes to being a doula. The woman's intuitive ability and understanding of how to love her child, the space to have safety to tune in to loving her child. The love of a child, especially in the BIPOC community, is not prioritized. The ability to tune into the love of your child is not prioritized, because chances are you don't have the time, the space, or the capability to do so. So we go back to the unconditional, compassionate love of the fact that you are, especially as an adult woman, the sole person who knows how to love you. If you have any inkling to what your mama didn't do for you, that is not a call for you to call your mama and curse her out and tell her how bad of a mom she is, because I've been there. It's a call of, how can I look at this holistically and take what I need out of it so I can pour that into myself? How can I take that responsibility over and love on me? How can I do it? Because that's the medicine. The medicine is acknowledging with full clarity, calling a spade, what you didn't get, and then giving it to yourself. Finding tools out in the world to give it to yourself. And that is all I have for today. That is what I have. That is what I am sharing. And if you were looking for a doula and you are in the Atlanta area, let's book a discovery call and let's talk about it. If you would like to go on the spirit baby birthing journey with me, let's do it. Let's do it. You are innately, intuitively just amazing, and your spirit baby is ready to come earthside, and I am ready to hold you while you do it. If you yourself would like some helpful tools to hold yourself and nourish yourself and nurture yourself while you're pregnant or while you are conceiving, I have a free ebook. It is titled Held While You Bloom. And it's in the link in my description. And if you would like to join the Spirit Baby tribe, click the link to the Facebook group, and that will take you to Spirit Baby Connect. We'd love to have you over there. So yeah, so much love.